What's up, everybody? It's Dan Tom from MMA Junkie Radio. It's time again for the Daily Debate. Of course, you can weigh in on our daily debates at MMA Junkie on Twitter, Monday through Friday. That's where we set up the polls. That's where you can vote and sound off, if you will. Sound off, you did, in fact. We were coming off a big weekend in MMA, so naturally we incorporated that into today's question, which is, whose star shined the brightest this past weekend between Bellator 212, UFC on Fox 31, and Bellator 213? Your options are Michael Chandler, Neiman Gracie, Al Iaquinta, or Ilima Lay McFarland. Now, before we get into your results, I'm going to give you my take, which is an admittedly biased one. I actually just came back from Hawaii, was covering Bellator Hawaii, so two of the events in question, and myself am Hawaiian, so take that as you will. That being said, I was just really excited, and I don't even want to say I, because I know we, the MMA community, from fans, media, to pundits alike, we were excited for big-time MMA to come back to the island, come back to Hawaii. It's been so long since those Show XC, Super Brawl days, Rumble on the Rock. We all remember those, at least those hardcores who have been around. You know, some of the greatest fighters got their starts there, and it's so nice to see it come back. Hawaii welcomed it back. The energy was very high. Michael Chandler has a great win the first night on Friday night's event for Bellator 212's main event. His third world title, third lightweight title. That's nothing to scoff at, folks. We know Michael Chandler's reputation with that company. He always brings the action fights, but it was a 5-round war. Neiman Gracie, actually, I'm glad that he made it on this list. He was the next night. Now, I'll come clean, man. I picked Ed Ruth. I was even marking Ed Ruth. There's a possible dark horse for this tournament, real high on his skills. And because many of us, like myself, were high on Ruth, we weren't giving enough credit to Neiman Gracie. And Neiman Gracie came out and had a great night. I mean, this is one of the most meaningful Gracie wins in quite some time, folks. He didn't just advance in a tournament and beat a prospect in an impressive and fun fight, but he's actually in line for a title shot. The winner between Rory McDonald and John Fitch, as you know, the Bellator welterweight title is at stake during these Grand Prix. So, I mean, low-key, Neiman Gracie had a huge win. Of course, Al Iaquinta can't, knock him. I mean, what can you say bad about the guy? He's a skilled fighter. He's a game fighter. He's an entertaining fighter, and he's a fan favorite. I mean, and he just goes out there and reminds us that every time. So definitely shouts to Al. But of course, my answer, I got to ride with Ilima Lay McFarland. Bellator 213 closes out a weekend of big MMA back in Hawaii, thanks to Bellator. And good thing for Bellator, you can never control the outcome of your fighters. All you can do is give us the best show you can possibly give us and hope the chips fall where they may. And Bellator was rewarded for being the first big promotion in some time to bring MMA back out there, because the event was closed off with Ilima Lay McFarland getting a win over Valerie Letourneau. Was very tough, and that place went off. I mean, it's so hard, folks, to get a champion to fight in their market, a champion to have a star-like quality, a star-like performance, and to go ahead and win in that market. I mean, all these stars that have to align in our crazy sport of MMA, it's so tough. People were comparing it to Conor in Dublin. Santiago Ponzinibbio recently came up big in Argentina. We have to appreciate these things when they happen, folks, and it happened in full effect. My ears are still deaf from the Blaisdell. You can talk about gate attendance all you want, but you know what? Energy and passion the Hawaiian crowd brought. So that's my vote. Let's see how you guys voted. It looks like 9% of the votes went to Michael Chandler, 6% of the votes went to Neiman Gracie, 11% went to Ilima Lay McFarland, and an outstanding 74% went to raging Al Iaquinta. Wow, okay. Well, it looks like Al Iaquinta and the UFC on Fox 31 show seem to make the biggest impact this weekend according to the poll, but I will say, 3 of the options out of 4 are Bellator, folks, and that is great. That's great if you like MMA. That's great if you like business, because both those things with competition, we are the benefactors, from you fans to us media. It's a really fun time in MMA to cover, and I think this weekend was a big reminder of that, which means for this kind of poll, there really is no wrong answer. I think they're all winners. I think we're all winners, but still, it's always nice to have these healthy debates, and you can always do that by following at MMA Junkie on Twitter, also at MMA Junkie Radio. Give us a follow too, and we'll see you for the next Daily Debate.